Right. Okay, I think we had finished with
animals and diagram. And diagram.
what was the last cell organelle we finished?
Animal diagram and the one question you gave, plasma membrane, ciliary membrane.
Animal cell diagram only we finished?
Yes. We have done that earlier differences also.
Cell organelles we haven't started any?
Cell organelles.
We have finished perhaps 2-3 organelles already.
We were on plasma membrane.
Only plasma membrane we have finished?
We have not finished that also, means we have only done one question of it, and then we did the plasma membrane structure and function. And last time we gave us the means last time name the man who coined the term cell.
That was in the first lecture that we did.
No, second.
What was the last topic we've completed? Batao fatafat. Take out your notebook. You were there last lecture? Fatafat. Take out your notebook. What was the last topic we completed? We had drawn the diagram of animal cell. And after that,
school, yesterday we started with tissues.
In after drawing the diagram of the cell, what was next that we did?
Four important functions of plasma membrane question.
4 important functions of plasma membrane. And
Yes.
cell organelles, did we start with any?
No.
Cell organelles we haven't started. No? So the other day we had only completed with the diagram of the animal cell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we already completed with the diagram of the animal cell membrane we had already done, no?
Yeah.
Cell membrane little bit more we will do after some time. So let us start with the cell organelles. Let us start with the cell organelles. The first cell organelle that we are going to take up is the most important mitochondria. The most important cell organelle that we are going to take up would be mitochondria. Let us learn.
I'm pretty right.
Important points you will keep writing. What are the organelles I am doing on the class? You are supposed to know that because you will be tested on those points or on those parts of the topic. So if you are not aware what are the topics completed, then during the test you will have a problem. So first of all, I'm going to start with the most important cell organelle, that is mitochondria. So that's how the mitochondria looks like. Look into the figure. How does mitochondria appear? The mitochondria, if I look into the structure, the entire structure of the mitochondria is something this way, where there are two membranes, the outer and the inner, and the inner membrane is folded. So if I have to label the parts, I should label it this way, that this is the outer membrane of the mitochondria. This is the inner membrane of the mitochondria. And then the inner membrane has got folds like this, and these folds, singular known as crista, plural known as cristae. And on the outer margins on the outer margins of the cristae are present this type of knob-like structures, granular structures. What are these granular structures called? These granular structures are called F0 particles. We will draw a rough diagram as I am drawing. These are called the F0 particles. Now, some additional feature of the mitochondria that you are supposed to remember is that these mitochondria has got its own DNA, which is known as mitochondrial DNA, which is known as the mitochondrial DNA, or in short, we do write mtDNA, but okay, I'll write full term for you. Mitochondrial DNA, this is what is known as mitochondrial DNA. So these are the important structures that you should remember when we are talking about the structure of the mitochondria. So what did we come across? It has got two membranes, outer inner. Inner membrane is folded to increase the surface area. And on the inner surface, or on the inner membrane outer surface, there are some granular structures like Cbse. What are they called? F0 particles. We are going to learn now what are the functions. So this is about the structure. What are the special properties of these cell organelles? What are their functions? Let us study. So straight away we go to functions and we try understanding what are the important functions. Number one, mitochondria is known as the powerhouse of cell. Mitochondria is known as the powerhouse of the cell because mitochondria produces energy in the form of ATP. Produces energy in the form of ATP. Mitochondria produces energy in the form of ATP. Keep writing this as I am writing down. This is very, very important for you. Put the heading mitochondria. Keep writing down the functions. Rough diagram you may draw. So when we are talking about the functions of mitochondria, what are you supposed to understand? Mitochondria is a cell organelle, and what does it do? It produces energy molecule. It produces energy in the form of ATP. What is the full form of ATP that you should remember? The full form of ATP is adenosine triphosphate. Adenosine. Remember all these things. I will give you questions later to answer. So at that time you should know all this. What is the full form of ATP? Adenosine triphosphate. What is this? It is a molecule that the mitochondria produces, which gives energy to the cell. Why should the cell require energy? To carry out many functions. The cell and the tissue and the entire organism require so much of energy, is not so? So here we are talking about a very important organelle. What is this? Mitochondria. Structural parts, if you remember. Now the first function I said, powerhouse of the cell. You will get question in the paper. Why is mitochondria known as powerhouse of cell? This is your answer, because it produces energy in the form of ATP. What is the other function of the mitochondria? It also produces various enzymes. It also produces various enzymes and proteins. It also produces various proteins. It produces various proteins. Okay, enzymes no need to write. Produces various proteins. Okay, what is the other important function? Mitochondria carries out cellular oxidation or cellular respiration in a cell. Cellular respiration in the cells. So what is the meaning of cellular respiration now? What does this mean? You need to be fast. Keep writing and drawing fast. Itna slow ho gaye. Already your lecture starts from 4:30. Whereas it is, every lecture we have to cut down by 15 minutes. So that's the reason when you are not able to proceed. On top of that, if you are slow, bahut will be lagging behind. Carries out cellular respiration. Try to understand what is the meaning of cellular respiration. in every cell of our body. This is the cell of our body. All of you look here. This is the cell of our body. Now I tell you that every cell of our body, by the process of digestion, gets what? Glucose. By the process of digestion, gets glucose. See here. I'll give you time to write. See here first. Try to understand. This is a cell of our body which has got adequate amount of glucose. पर ये glucose कहाँ से आया? Digestion, nutrition. Now this glucose, with the help of oxygen, should get broken down to energy and carbon dioxide. So this is what we are interested with. So that's what we had written here. The mitochondria produces energy in the form of ATP. But now, what is the method and what is the process of getting energy? What is the process of getting energy? The process of getting energy is known as cellular oxidation. The process of getting एक red pen देखने की है, एकदम light है. Now, when we are talking about carries out cellular respiration, you will be asked question: what does cellular respiration mean? Cellular respiration means breakdown of glucose to produce energy. Is that clear? So now you write down these 3 points. Very, very important. Put the heading: functions of mitochondria. फटाफट लिखो. Functions of mitochondria. क्या है? 3 important functions of mitochondria. Powerhouse of the cell. बहुत common. Powerhouse of the cell. And what is the meaning of that? Produces energy in the form of ATP. Next क्या है? What is the meaning of ATP? That also you should know. Adenosine triphosphate. दूसरा function क्या है? Mitochondria carries out और mitochondria produces various enzymes. और एक और important function of the mitochondria is mitochondria carries out cellular respiration. तो ये हो गया mitochondria. To remember, what are the points? Structure, concept of mitochondria. The next cell organelle that we are going to talk about would be endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum. Look into the structures well. Endoplasmic reticulum. How does endoplasmic reticulum appear? Let me show you the structure first. How does endoplasmic reticulum appear?
And we have to make that also the one in the circle.
One in the circle. These are important points if you want to write, because you will get questions in the paper. What is meant by cellular oxidation? So cellular oxidation means breakdown of glucose in the cell to produce energy. So that is what I showed you. If you want to write, you may write. Now, let us see endoplasmic reticulum. सबसे पहले endoplasmic reticulum, how does it appear in the cell? See, I am showing you there the structure of endoplasmic reticulum. We have drawn the diagram, no, of the animal cell. Take up the diagram and see how does the endoplasmic reticulum appear. How did you draw that diagram? How did you draw the diagram of endoplasmic reticulum? If this is the animal cell and if this is the nuclear region, how did you draw the endoplasmic reticulum? A network of tubes this way. Yes or no? You have drawn a network of tubes. This is how the endoplasmic reticulum is in the cell, almost spanning the entire region of the cytoplasm. Yes. So अभी ये जो endoplasmic reticulum है, if I have to talk about the structure, क्या याद रखोगे for structure? Endoplasmic reticulum. What are the points to remember for the structure? Endoplasmic reticulum is a tubular network. What is endoplasmic reticulum? How is it present? It is a tubular network. Where is it present? What will you tell me? I am asking you, where is endoplasmic reticulum present in the cell? Diagram देख के बता सकते हो? At the bottom कहाँ देखा तुमने? How can we understand that this is the upper portion or the lower portion? कैसे समझेगा? You should write between the nuclear membrane. देखो अपना diagram check करो. Is it that the endoplasmic reticulum is between the nuclear membrane and the cell membrane? Yes, always. So the endoplasmic reticulum is always between the nuclear membrane and cell membrane. So what will be right? Present in the cytoplasm. It is present in the cytoplasm between the nuclear membrane and cell membrane. Present in the cytoplasm between the nuclear membrane. That is what I am talking about, the position. Nuclear membrane and cell membrane. Nuclear membrane and cell membrane. आया समझ में? So सबसे पहले ये है कि how does it look like? It's a tubular network. Yes or no? Is it not a tubular network? देखो diagram में it is no. You are able to see the cross section. Section दिखाई दे रहा है तुमको ना. So when we draw, how do we draw? In the form of tubes, no? Structure है. Let us not talk about that. What are the different types of the endoplasmic reticulum? Types क्या? There are two types of the endoplasmic and rough. Very good. So let us try to understand what are the two types and how can they be differentiated. एक है rough endoplasmic reticulum. एक है rough endoplasmic reticulum and दूसरा है smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Let us try to understand इन दोनों में difference क्या है. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. What is rough endoplasmic reticulum? Rough endoplasmic reticulum is endoplasmic reticulum के साथ-साथ presence of ribosomes. और smooth endoplasmic reticulum है endoplasmic reticulum but no ribosomes. Endoplasmic reticulum but no ribosomes. Now, when we are talking about the types of endoplasmic reticulum, what are the types we said just now? There are two types of endoplasmic reticulum. One is rough. What is that written? Tubular network. Tubular network. Tubular network. Types, what are the types? Rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. This is the first difference that I am talking about. Yaad rakho. This is the first difference that I am talking about. So what is the major difference between rough and smooth? Diagram dekho. Check the diagram that I am showing you. Look into the screen. This is the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Are you able to see that on the outer surface there are some small granular structures known as ribosomes? Look into the screen. All of you. Idhar dekho. Can you see on the outer surface of this endoplasmic reticular membrane there are some small studs, no? Small granules. What are these granules called? Ribosomes. So endoplasmic reticulum with ribosomes. What is the name of that endoplasmic reticulum? But if I talk about the other type, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, are there any ribosomes on the outer membrane? No. Check the figure there. If the endoplasmic reticulum does not have any organelles or granular structures on the outer surface and it is smooth, the name itself, smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So these are the types that we talk about. Now next what? Next is, after the types, we are going to come across where are they present. Let us now try to understand. Where are they present? Location. Location. Where are rough endoplasmic reticulum present? Where are smooth endoplasmic reticulum present? First of all, when I talk about rough endoplasmic reticulum, those of you came late, those of some of you came 5-7 minutes late. कोई बात नहीं. Whatever we had done, you may take it later. 5 minutes थोड़ा रुक के you can take later. Now don't take his copy. He's off because I will go fast. We have to finish now. काफी सारा original. Now give him his copy back. क्लास के बाद रुक के तुम 5 मिनट of course help her. At that time don't be in a hurry to run away. Okay? He's behaving like a very good boy. Now RER. What did I say? What is the meaning of RER?
Rough endoplasmic reticulum.
I did not ask you to expand the term. What do you understand by RER?
ER plus right.
ER plus ribosomes, endoplasmic reticulum which has ribosomes on the outer side. That is your answer. What is the meaning of SER? Endoplasmic reticulum which does not have ribosomes on the outer surface. Expand नहीं करना है terms को, abbreviations को. So that is, now I am talking about what? Location. Where are they found? For mitochondria, did I talk about location? No, because mitochondria is almost found evenly in almost all animal cells. But now when I talk about RER and SER, they are not exactly same number present in every cell. Let us see. RER, if I talk about, they are majorly present in muscle cells. They may be present in skin cells, etc. We'll understand also why. And SER, I may say that yes, SER majorly present in the fat cells, SER majorly present in the liver cells, etc. Now, this is what the location is. So I've been talking about the location. What is the location? RER majorly found in the muscle cells, stomach cells, cells of the intestine, cells of the bone, skin cells. Okay? And SER is majorly present in the fat cells, liver cells. Now why? Let us check with the functions, then we understand why did we write that. Now what are we going to understand? For endoplasmic reticulum, we are going to understand the functions now. The first function, I said endoplasmic reticulum is in the form of a tubular network. That is what I had written first. Remember, the endoplasmic reticulum is just like the bones of our body. If we take out the bones from our body, क्या होगा?
Will not be able to do any movement.
Movement नहीं possible होगा. Will we be able to sit like this?
The body would not be solid.
Firm नहीं होगा, वो framework नहीं होगा. What does the skeletal system in our body do? Of course, helps in movement, but movement के साथ-साथ एक framework भी तो देता है. The bone or the skeletal system of our body gives us a proper shape. Think of your nose without the bone. कैसे होगा? It will become flat. Think of your fingers without the bone. You will not be able to hold the pen. Think of your hands without the bone. It will just be hanging loose. Why? Because that framework is given by the bone inside, which are rod-like structures. Short or wide, long like the hand bones, short like the finger bones. Same that way, when I talk about the shape of a cell, when I talk about the shape of a cell, in a cell, the endoplasmic reticulum plays such type of a function where it generally gives a structural framework. It gives a structural framework to the cell, something like this. If you take out all these structures, or if it is possible to take out all these structures, it's not possible, but I'm saying, if we take out these structures, then what will happen? The cell will collapse, just like the bony or the skeletal system in our body. So what is the first function that we will write for endoplasmic reticulum? Gives or provides structural framework. Provides structural framework. Correct? Second function we are going to write based on the types and the locations that we have. Let us talk about most important function of RER. What is it? Synthesize proteins or protein synthesis. That will be easier for you to write. RER helps in protein synthesis. Synthesis means formation. Synthesis means formation. What is the other word for synthesis? अरे उसके अलावा बोलो, वो तो मैं नहीं बोला अभी formation. उसके अलावा और क्या word आता है समझ में? When I talk about synthesis, synthesis means formation. और क्या word है? Alternative word same meaning.
Organize.
Organize. ये 8 सालों में तुमने ये सीखा है. Synthesis का alternative word organize है.
Formative aspect.
नहीं, organize and formative are two different things. Synthesize, manufacture, formation, production. तो ये जो word तुम हमेशा लिखोगे, इसका यही meaning है that the part of the cell is producing this chemical protein. So what are we saying? What is the most important function of RER? Protein form करना, protein manufacture करना, variety of proteins. Now, can you tell me 5 types of proteins that we have in our body? Names I'm not asking you to say, you may not know that right now. But can you tell me the 5 different types of proteins in 5 different locations of our body? Is it a protein?
No.
Is it a protein? Yes, definitely it is. Huh? Girls, you know that or not? Yes, the hair strands that we nourish and the leaky, we all love beautiful, lustrous, long hair, no? And these are protein threads. You should never get long hair. Anna, it's only for girls. We should have long, lustrous, beautiful hair. But these are actually proteins. वो देख रहे हैं क्या मेरा कैसे होगा कभी? Next. और एक प्रोटीन एग्जांपल बताओ हमारे बॉडी में कहाँ पे होता है? वो प्रोटीन कहाँ पे है? Skin, nail, protein. Skin, outer, no, it is not protein, calcium. Outer lining of the skin, is it made up of protein?
Yes.
Do you know the name of that? You have read this earlier. Keratin protein, कभी सुना है? Keratin. हाँ, वो सुना है. Keratin protein, yes, on the outer layer of the skin. और कहाँ पे होता है protein? Eye pigment, protein. So now you may think that इतना सारा क्या protein बनाता है RER? RER produces a large number of proteins in our body. Next is SER. SER, what does it do? SER helps in lipid or fat synthesis. SER helps in lipids. Lipids मतलब fats. Lipids or fat synthesis. Now, again, can you tell me 5 foodstuffs which are rich in fats? 5 foodstuffs rich in protein fats.
Food what?
Foodstuffs. Cheese, milk,
Fish.
fish, ghee,
Butter.
butter, huh? Dairy products. We have got the vegetable oil, animal fat, animal oil. Butter, not buttermilk. Buttermilk has got minimum fat. Huh?
Steaks.
Steak.
Steak.
What is that?
That's
ये steak क्या?
Dairy product नहीं.
an animal fats.
Animal fat it is.
Animal meat.
Steak.
Steaks.
Steaks.
No steak.
Steak.
It's called steak.
S-T-E-A-K.
STEAK. Steak.
S-T-E-A-K.
Yes.
कौन सा animal meat है?
Cow, pig.
Cow.
Pig.
Pig is what?
Pig.
अरे pig. मैं सोच रही हूँ pig मतलब वो वाला pig. अरे यार तुम्हारा pronunciation इतना गड़बड़ वाला है. Now, SER. SCR मैं ये सोच रही हूँ कौन सा पैग में चला गया वो कौन सा SCR lipid or fat this is very important for you to remember. So first difference, what did I give you? Remember, keep noting down. This is the first difference I told you to note. This is the second difference that you have to know. I will give you a question now to write. 2 minute में लिखना खत्म होना चाहिए सबका. Second difference to remember. What is the third difference between RER and SER? Already is that I mentioned and it's already there on the board. कौन सा है? RER और SER का third difference क्या लिखा मैंने on the board?
Third difference.
एक तो हो गया वो, एक तो हो गया ये और तीसरा difference कौन सा है? Location. So remember, and once I finish this, I'm going to ask you this question to write. We are not yet done with the function of ER. We have written one general function of ER. What is it? Give structural framework. अब ये तो हो गया specific RER and SER के functions. Let us write down the third function of endoplasmic reticulum. What is the third function of endoplasmic reticulum? The third function of endoplasmic reticulum is membrane biogenesis. What is the meaning of this? Membrane biogenesis matlab when I talk about a cell, the two membranes that the cell has. What is this membrane called? Cell membrane. Acha, chalo, cell membrane ya to plasma membrane. And what is this membrane called?
Nuclear membrane.
Nuclear membrane. Now, both the cell membrane and the nuclear membrane. Both the cell membrane and the nuclear membrane. Ruko, I told you for writing you will get time. Arey baap re, notebooks idhar. You are from the same school, no? Okay.
We all fiber from same.
And except we are all from the same school.
तो सब लोग अलग-अलग टाइम पे क्यों? He is the first one to reach. तो तुम
वो बाजू में रहता है.
Yeah.
What time you all reach home? What time you all reach home?
2:45.
2:30.
3.
2:30.
Today I was late. I was out.
देखो हर दिन पहले क्लास में बैठे रहते तुम लोग लेट में आते
वो बाजू में रहता है इधर. सामने रहता है.
and you stay where? You reach home 3:30.
तो मैम इधर बापू मार्केट है ना वहाँ वाला ऑफिस है.
अच्छा 2:30 में पहुंचे
3
o'clock you reach home.
3:50.
अच्छा and 4:30 is your lecture. हाँ it's difficult but try to manage. अच्छा now membrane biogenesis. Let's try. Don't be busy for writing. You may get. I'll give you last 5 minutes. I'll give you whatever तुमने miss किया you may write. But now that I'm explaining, try to interact. Otherwise, I'm explaining. मेरा तो full revision हो रहा है, but you are not understanding it. And on top of that, उसका pronunciation. आप घर जाओगे तो full confused. मैम ने क्या पढ़ाया और उसने क्या बोला? तुम्हारा नाम क्या है? आर्या. आर्या ने क्या किया?
Arya.
आर्य.
अरे बाप रे तुम्हारा सब कुछ इतना डिफिकल्ट क्यों है?
There was a
आर्य.
Arya.
अरे आर्य.
आर्य would have been simple, no? आर्य. Membrane biogenesis. What is the meaning of that? Now look here. I am talking about two membranes that the cell has. What are the two prominent membranes that the cell has? एक हो गया cell membrane, दूसरा हो गया nuclear membrane. Now, if you try to find out that what are they generally made up of, all the membrane that the cell has are basically made up of these two components, proteins and lipids. So, हर एक membrane बनने के लिए adequate amount of proteins and lipids the cell should have. तो ये protein और lipid बनेगा कहाँ पे? कौन बनाएगा? The endoplasmic reticulum. So the endoplasmic reticulum is assigned the job of making the proteins, making the lipids. तो ये proteins and इतने सारे lipids कब काम आएगा? When are they needed? They are needed when a new cell has to be formed. Something like this particular cell should have adequate amount of proteins and lipids because when this cell is going to divide, the new cell which is supposed to have the new nuclear membrane and the new cell membrane. For the formation of these two membranes, the parent cell should have adequate amount of proteins and lipids. Proteins RER बनाएगा, lipids SER बनाएगा. Is that clear? So formation of new membranes. That is the meaning of membrane biogenesis. What do you understand by membrane biogenesis? Membrane biogenesis is the process of formation of new membranes. And what is required for the formation of new membranes? Proteins and lipids. Which organelle makes the proteins and lipids? ER. Which are the two types of ER? RER, SER. Is this clear?
Yes.
एक और फंक्शन हम सीखेंगे for the endoplasmic reticulum. What is the fourth function of endoplasmic reticulum? The fourth function of endoplasmic reticulum is detoxification. Detoxification. Toxic substances. क्या मतलब है toxic substances? क्या? Harmful for the body, for our tissues. Can you tell me two toxic substances? अच्छा, ठीक है. CO2. Something that enters our body along with food, or something that enters our body. Do we take in toxic substances? No. वो बहुत अच्छा बच्चा है. वो toxic substances नहीं लेता. You have never taken medicines? Yes. You have never consumed any packed food? Yes. You have never consumed any frozen food? Yes. So our lifestyle today is as such. जो भी बोलेगा कि मेरे बॉडी के अंदर कोई टॉक्सिक सब्सटेंसेस जाता नहीं है, 100% झूठ. Because we are quite a number of times even unaware. We are so many times along with our packed food that we consume, the frozen food that we consume, quite a number of times when we go to have food outside, the food that has been cooked and served, they also contain preservatives. The medicines that we take have got so many toxic chemical substances. Now, say suppose I give you a very simple example. Now it is summertime. You feel like drinking those packed drinks. It's not so the juice and all these, no, the buttermilk and the juice. They also have a small amount of preservatives there. The pastry and the cake and the pizza and all these things that you eat, they also have a adequate amount of coloring substances and preservatives in it. So the chemical components that enter our body along with these different type of food substances is harmful for our tissues. But still you see, in spite of consuming so much of these chemical substances, are we really very sick every time? No, we are not sick, but yes, in the long run, we may have some little bit this and that problem. We are having, our generation is having as compared to previous. But then, why in spite of having so much, we are still active and healthy? Because our liver cells has the capacity of breaking down the toxic compounds into less toxic form. What is the meaning of that? Or what is that process called? Detoxification. What is the meaning of detoxification? Breaking down poisonous chemical substances into less toxic form, and they can be excreted out by the body. Where is this process happening? In the liver. And what type of ER is majorly present in the liver? SER. So SER has the capacity of doing this. Say suppose people who are alcoholic, people who consume so many different type of sedatives, etc., no? Medicine. Say suppose I talk about a person who is diabetic, everyday medicine. A person who is suffering from these type of chronic diseases, everyday medicine. These type of people also, every day they are taking in toxic chemical substances, and the liver is constantly doing this process. Detoxification. What is the meaning of that? What did I tell you just now? Breaking down of toxic chemical substances into less toxic form, and this is what is majorly been done in the liver, especially held by SER. So this is the fourth function, and the last function, the fifth function that you have to study is transport. Transport of proteins or fats in, or proteins and fats inside the cell or from one cell to another. Now, very fast note down all the 5 functions of endoplasmic reticulum first. I'll give you just 2 minutes time. Fast note down all the 5 functions of endoplasmic reticulum. I had explained it. You have a doubt, please ask. 5 comes up. Gives structural framework. Gives structural framework. Whatever. Only 2 minutes time. 5 functions of endoplasmic reticulum. 5 functions of endoplasmic reticulum. Bolo.
Ma'am, in the muscle cells, as we have written that RER are present, so in that muscle cells, SER will be absent.
Will be there, but lesser in number. Meaning, if in a cell there are 5 RER in the muscle, there may be 1 or 2 SER.
What is that?
Which one? Skin cells.
Skills.
Skin cells. Skin cells. Next question that you will write. Those of you have finished, you can start your work. Next question you will write. Write 3 differences between RER and SER.
Question.
हाँ.
As homework.
No. अरे class अभी बाकी है. Homework कहाँ? Now you do it.
And then I have a doubt in the homework question.
That I'll come to you later. Last 2 minutes we will discuss that. चलो फटाफट. After you have finished writing down the functions of ER, take a question. Write 3 differences between RER and SER. These are very common questions you will get in your paper. Write 3 differences between RER and SER. Write 3 differences between RER and SER. फटाफट column बनाओ and 3 differences लिखो. Answer is already in the board. It's already there on the board. You get to see your answer. You get to see your points. Only that you have to organize and write it down. I will give you only 2 minutes for your work. फटाफट करो. Column बनाओ and get started.
I'm lipid.
Lipids or fats. Lipids को fats भी बोला जाता है. They are why like that? Why are you making your book horizontal that way? अरे ये 9th standard में नहीं, इसको तो 2nd standard में जाना चाहिए. हाँ? करो फटाफट. 2 मिनट का काम है. फटाफट करो. What is the question?
Like 3 differences between RER.
3 differences between RER and SER. फटाफट complete करो. Be fast. 3 differences between RER and SER. Fast, fast, fast. Increase your writing speed. Okay, कभी-कभी when you read, practice writing. Otherwise, as it is, you already had a habit of virtual test, online test. Writing बहुत slow हो गया है तुम लोगों का. You will have problem during your exam. Make us come back to the writing, normal writing speed of a 9th standard. और ज़्यादा होना चाहिए. अरे करो, write on your own. See this one. It is waiting. अरे answer is here. लिखते रहो फटाफट. RER, make 2 columns. RER. The other side, SER. What is the first point to write? RER. Under that, the first point is has ribosomes on the outer surface. Fast. Has ribosomes on the outer surface. लिखो, लिखो, लिखो. These are very common questions that will be there in your paper. You have to prepare this way. This is what you should keep preparing. The possible questions from the cell organelles that you will get. The first point is RER has ribosomes on the outer surface. What is the second point?
Are present in the muscles.
RER, second point, majorly present in the muscle cells, skin cells, stomach cells, etc.
And what was the first one? Yes.
See the first and the second and the third point I have ticked already. This is the second point. This is the third point. And this is the first point. When I explained to you, you did not hear me. Whatever.
Third point can be write in
For third point under RER you will write produces proteins, and for SER you will write produces lipids.
present in muscles.
So what is the first one? All of you could write
Yes.
All of you could write. The first point is RER, under RER has ribosomes on the outer surface. Has a ribosomes on the outer surface. SER में क्या लिखेंगे?
Do not have that.
No ribosomes on the outer surface. Correct. No ribosomes
Do
on the.
not have.
Huh?
They don't have only.
They do not have. For science, English framing इतना important नहीं है. You can make your answers very short. You don't even have to write the full sentence. Even if you write ribosomes present for RER and other side no ribosomes, फिर भी तुमको full mark मिलेगा. It's not English where you have to grammatically write your sentences correct. For science, only key terms matter and basic concepts should be correct. Then full marks will get. अच्छा, what is the second point लिखना है? Location लिखना है. Second point, muscle cells, skin cells. SER में लिखोगे fat cells.
Mostly present.
Mostly present. मतलब these are not that only they are present here, but mostly. अच्छा, third point क्या लिखना है? This is a very very important point. Third point, function. RER के नीचे लिखोगे
Produces protein and
Produces
produces lipids.
lipids or fat.
Synthesize protein and fat.
हाँ, synthesized protein, same thing. Synthesized protein.
Proteins.
Now, what is the query that you have? What is the query you had? What is the query you had?
I didn't got the answer for the homework question.
हाँ, बोलो क्या है question?
What would happen if the plasma membrane of the cell is ruptured?
If the plasma membrane is ruptured, the cell contents will all flow out, and the cell will not be functional. The cell contents will flow out, and the cell will not be functional. So today we completed with cell organelles. What are those? Mitochondria and ER, endoplasmic reticulum. 2 cell organelles we completed. The next day we will again complete with some 2 or 3 cell organelles. Okay, so we are yet to discuss about plasma membrane, Golgi, lysosomes, and for plant, plastids, majorly plastids, and they are not that detailed. Just a small cell organelle to study. We'll have to wind up here, continue again the next one.
अरे हाँ क्या निकला नोटबुक कर दिया ये तो
ये करता है इसमें मेरे भेजाने को
मेरे पास मोबाइल होना चाहिए ना इसलिए तो मैंने मैसेज भी नहीं खोला क्योंकि मेरे पास मोबाइल नहीं है जब मैंने पूछा ना कौन सा लेक्चर है तब रिप्लाई किया जब मैंने